The Bunker Project, podcast episode number. What are we on now, Bob?
Oh, 194, I think.
194.
Hey,
Welcome
that's
back
our
to
that music.
another episode of The Bunker Project, and we've got
the hula girls.
cheerleaders on
I
the
don't know,
side.
the wavy girls. I don't. What's your official hangout? We're gonna unmute all the mics. What is that new dance move that you girls are moving?
The goddess wave.
The goddess wave. Okay, I'll buy that.
the Bunker Goddess
The
Wave.
bunker. Oh, nice. Okay, so we got a bunch of stuff we're going to talk about. Surprisingly, we have no notes when we came into the show because we've been a little busy. But we asked around with our room full of mavens. We got a ton of great stuff. We're going to start off with Ian. But before we do that, Ian, we're going to start with Twisted Magic, go around to the girls, and then end up at you. And then we can start off with some cool stuff on LinkedIn. So, Twisted Magic, what's up, dude?
Well, hello.
Dude, nice
Nice Mo.
mo, dude.
Yeah, nice. I like your Mo.
Movember.
Movember is coming to a close very quickly.
I know. You know, if we were explicit, I could tell you the one for October.
Are you going to keep it?
No, this Mo has got to go.
Oh no!
It's only 1 year, once a
Until
year
next
kind of
year.
thing. Yeah, but next year I'm definitely going to have a way more organized team to make sure that we raise as much money as possible because it's starting to grow really nice and really thick. So
Yeah, you
year,
look like Magnum PI. That's why he wants to get rid of it.
Burt Reynolds.
No, Magnum PI. Sorry.
The one
Harsh
I've
as
got the
that
most
sounds.
is like Freddie Mercury or a fat Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, if Freddie Mercury hadn't died, it's exactly what he looked like right now, which is and moved to Canada.
Freddie Mercury reincarnated.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
actually, when he died, I would have been
Freddie
10 years
2.0.
old, so
Yeah,
that
well,
doesn't really work.
he was ahead of his time, so maybe.
He was very. Yeah, I looked at Radio Gaga, and I'm like, wow, that guy does look like me in that video, or I look like him.
Yeah, I don't know if you walked into if you walked around in Vancouver in the pants that he wore, you'd probably get busted.
for being too hot.
Depends what street you walk on.
Or
yeah.
taken to dinner, one of the two.
I've
Depends on
been
the
given
occasion.
a lot of invitations to dinner. Like I won't even talk about what happened on November the 18th.
A Movember
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah, it was like the day where you're supposed to talk to a guy with a November mustache.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. Well, Bonnie's muted, so she said it wasn't talk, but I had to decline quite a few offers.
Hey, wasn't that the last Bunker show?
Yeah, it was. No, it was the 2 days after the last Bunker show.
That might
So-
have been your ultimate fundraising opportunity, you realize.
Could have been. Hey, I made $1,500 for my Mo action.
Yeah, I don't think
Mo
that.
rides.
I don't think my
Mo Rider.
I don't think
yeah.
my Mo girlfriend would
Rider.
have appreciated that.
Well, you know where the term
She's the-
mojo.
Yeah.
So that's where it comes from.
I think that makes a lot of sense actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but having a Mo has been an interesting experience. People don't recognize me. I really like that.
Especially your banker and
Yeah,
Your
well,
banker.
it's funny though. Like the people that do recognize you are actually people that know you. Like it's kind of weird, and the people that just kind of like know you by your face just kind of seem to like forget who you are.
Well, there you go. Wow.
yeah,
It's
well,
kind of weird. I encourage everybody to try at least some sort of different change of outfit or look, just for a couple of weeks, and see if it changes things for them.
well, if people notice, we had a big discussion about how they repainted the room today, but that happened 6 months ago. So
Yeah, was
it
the
takes
ceiling
time.
Not new, though?
Yeah, but there's no lockers anymore, buddy. No
Yeah, they
lockers.
didn't repaint
Yeah,
the ceiling.
Lockers in the back.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
because we took the locker out. Everybody's like, "Wow, something's different here, man." They painted the ceiling and moved the locker.
Let's move on to the
All right,
Car Maven.
so it's
Car Maven.
Bob. No, it's Bob and Andrew.
Yeah.
You know us, and if you don't know, go to some of our other podcasts. You've got the Health Empowerment News.
Health Department News.
I've got
yeah.
the Business Book Talk. Just Google that one if you want to find out. And
And more plans in the works.
oh, you still have that? What is? How big is that? Was that the 10-inch?
No, it's a different one. This is my MSI. I've had this for a year and a half.
Nice.
So that's it's about 10-inch screen.
Cool. So now we got the Car Maven. We're moving around the table.
No, we're going the other way. We're going clockwise. No, we're going
What?
counterclockwise today.
Ah, right.
It's
Okay.
kind of a plan, so you gotta
Yeah, I
go
know.
All right.
I have these
got you
plans,
now.
but nobody listens to me, so okay. Andrew, you're up.
I'm up.
Well done.
Is there another
Professional
Right.
announcer.
I thought we just did us. But yeah, I'm Andrew McGivern, co-host of the Bunker Project. Co-host
He is the
of
podcast
Health
hero.
Empowerment News at Podcast Hero on
.com?
Twitter. Yep,
Yeah,
And,
he owns that. That's so sweet.
that's right. And
Are you
that's
going to
about
get podcasthero.xxx?
it. No.
I want to get Bob.Garlic XXX because I've always wanted to be extra large. Isn't that what that stands for? Big and tall people? That's what I thought it was about, man.
All right, after that.
No, I'm not going to get that one. All right, on to Marilyn.
Hello, my name is Marilyn Anderson. My field is communications, and I just want to help you have better conversations with the people you serve. And that's about it.
Nice.
Now, are you going to get XXX? Maybe just to prevent someone else from getting it.
That's a concept that has been thrown around. I'm not sure exactly how hard what it's going to do in the end. They're taking our money so that they can put it in a closet, and we're never even going to dust the thing, right?
Well, a lot of schools have been taking the .xxx name just to prevent people from making money off of it. So,
Or preventing their graduate students from.
yeah, I mean, that, I don't know. I think they can make, I think it's a good idea in theory. That way they could sit on it and not worry about it. But it is costing money, which makes kind of not a lot of sense. But
You have to subscribe to the insurance school of thought around brand management, I think, to buy your XXX.
yeah,
But did you hear about that case in the States with the gentleman who bought the police department's URL?
Oh, that was awesome. That's a great story. Didn't we talk about that about a month and a half ago or something?
I
Well,
don't
we'll bring it up.
decide.
You
We
can
don't
you can
recall
start
it.
your segment talking about that because that is an awesome segment.
Bonnie?
Quickly and quietly.
Bonnie Sainsbury, the Twitter maven. And talking about Twitter, or social media, another company bit the dust this week.
Uh-oh. Who?
Durex, which I'd never heard of because I have no life, is apparently a condom company.
Durex condoms are gone.
No, they're there, but
Oh,
whoever was tweeting for them apparently thinks rape jokes are funny.
Oops. Oops.
that one sure slipped by them.
With no lube.
I didn't say it. Anyways, so they bit the dust because they posted about
no.
rape jokes.
That now everybody's.
Is that called pulling an
They are
Ashton?
not popular.
Whoa, they're not popular.
Yeah.
That's right.
So do you know who their management firm was?
No, I don't.
No.
Was
No.
the operative word.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Anyway, so there you go.
So this is a lesson that don't let interns run your social media strategy.
A number of people tweeted that maybe a 14-year-old shouldn't be in charge of their Twitter. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I hear those teenagers really know their social media stuff.
Kind of like Aston
Possibly their
Kutcher.
condoms.
Yeah, well, you know what? I do have a client that has hired a 16-year-old to do his social media and stuff like that, and does an amazing job when he gets around to it. And it's like, oh, yeah, we need this and this and this and this done and that, and can you do it? Oh, yeah, no problem. And then like a week goes by and we have another meeting. So what's happening with all that stuff? Oh, I don't know. We never checked. We call the guy up and say, so have you done that stuff? Oh, no, I haven't got around to it, man. I was in Whistler, a little bit this and that, And it's like, dude, we asked you to do it like a week ago. Oh, when did you need it? A week ago. It's social media. That's like the equivalent of 5 years has gone by. You haven't even... no concept.
Is it because he's cheaper?
No, because he thinks this teenager is into social media and gets it more than us adults.
Teenagers are into social media. They aren't into business. There's a
huge difference. I know. But it's a learning curve. A lot of clients have to go through this very painful learning curve where they know better than us, the people that do it professionally. So, no. We'll get this guy to do it because he's going to save us a ton of money or he's going to do it for free, and it's great, and it's a good idea. And I say, okay.
You get what you pay for.
Hey, I always agree. I say, hey, look, if that's what you want to do, fine. And let's revisit it next week, see what's happened. And they go, okay. They really believe it's going to work. And you come back next week and say, oh, yeah, so what's happening? You really get piped, and you pump it up for those guys, and they're like, oh, no, he's gone, or he left, or we don't know what happened to our Twitter account, or,
Just tell him for like every 100 tweets, you'll buy him a video game.
yeah, every 1,000 tweets, dude, that's like $50 for a video game.
Well, for me,
Oh, he's cheap.
For me, that would be like maybe 2 tweets.
Yeah, well, you're a high-end tweet dude.
You are.
Tweet
We
meister.
got it. You're
Tweet
right.
mastermind.
And
Mastermind.
I'm reading The End of Business as Usual by Brian Solis. And what I've read so far, which is the first 5 chapters, I love it.
Really?
It is, yes, very interesting.
Cool. Well, there you go.
I like him anyway, so
Are you biased that way?
I am indeed, yes. I paid $9. And talking about buying, I paid $9.95 for it, so there you go.
Do you got it in a hardcover or
No,
Kindle?
Kindle.
Kindle. I want to do a quick shout out, even though we're only halfway through the intros. How many people in the room have been reading on Kindle recently?
Yes.
Are you
Like,
grouping all readers into
no.
Kindle or just Kindle?
Yeah, okay, any reader.
A reader.
Yeah.
Reader. Okay, reader. Now you compare reader, and then something like an audiobook. How many people have into an audiobook
Yeah.
out of that group? And how many in that same group paper, like a novel, not like a magazine and stuff, right? So which one do you prefer, Bonnie?
Audio.
Audio. You prefer audio over it all? Okay.
E-reader.
E-reader, really? Okay.
Yeah, e-reader for me too.
It depends what I'm reading and where I'm going with it.
True.
I don't read
I like
books.
books too. I like books too, but e-reader.
All right.
E-reader for me too.
Some books aren't available in e-reader format, so
Huh.
they're not available.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you can't have everything. In 20 years, it'll be the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to get the paperback
Well, we
version.
talked about that.
Forget it.
Talked about that last episode, how a lot of publishing houses are going 100% digital. So that's the way it's going. Now, the insurance maven.
Yes, BC._insurance gal Margaret Reynolds. So I had my first social media speaking engagement on Monday night for Marketing Dangerously out in Langley.
Cool.
And apparently I did a good job, so that was interesting. Just talking about it as a user, which I do use a lot, so that was a lot of fun.
Could you say hi to Neil for us?
I didn't know you knew Neil.
Yeah.
You're-
he-
Yes.
Neil's been here a couple times.
No, just once.
Oh, he was
He
dangerous.
says,
though.
yeah, he'll be back. He says.
It was
I'll be
it
back.
was a fun group. It was a great time. They had really good questions. I used a lot of the tips and tricks and advice that I've received from the Twitter Maven and other fabulous social media people that I know. So I owe my brilliance to them. And
Cool.
that's cool.
Yeah, well, that's social marketing. Everybody's sharing.
Yeah.
It's a knowledge base of
So
like-minded people.
how is that meetup? Is it good?
There was about 28 people there. We had 39 RSVP. There was a few that RSVP didn't show, and they said that was actually small for their group. So they usually get quite a few people out there.
Okay.
Yeah, but I went to Kevin Knievel out there. That group. He spoke out there.
I was gonna
LinkedIn
wait.
Guy.
I was better.
I was gonna.
He was kind of disappointing, but the book was cool.
I was gonna wait until they put the SkyTrain out there to go out there, but
Yeah, I
it's
agree.
kind of a drive, man.
I
Kind of a drive.
agree. To go all the way out there is a pain.
Yeah. Unless
If I
you-
wasn't the guest speaker, it would have been because it is a long way.
You should have done the Google Hangout so I could have watched it.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, exactly. Streaming.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well.
Go to meeting. One of those two.
Okay, and last but not least, Big Ian.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you doing this
All right.
evening?
Yeah, Mr. Sexy Voice. What's going on here?
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about, first of all, the police and interesting stuff with police.
Oh yeah. Okay, I heard this story several.
So
several
there was a
weeks ago. It's a good
gentleman,
one.
and he got a speeding ticket, and he happened to be pretty switched on, high tech guy. And then, so what he decided to do is look up the local police station's URL and see if they still owned it. And coincidentally, they hadn't renewed their own URL, so he bought it. And then he put up it was like an animated police guy, giving people tickets and how they were crooked and this kind of stuff on the website. And they couldn't do anything about it, so it was really quite funny.
Yeah, but I think the people that were interviewing him, he said that the police chief that he was basically totally taking down still didn't know it was around. I mean, that's
they
how
they weren't
unswitched.
aware that they had to re-register the URL. And so they
Yeah, but even
forgot
though the
about
guy
it.
owned it, they weren't. They were so tuned out on the internet that they weren't checking their the website anyways. So he was totally unconscious that he was getting gamed by everybody. It was awesome.
I didn't realize that they can have it auto renew with their credit card.
No, they weren't quite that. They weren't quite that swift.
Hey,
but-
these guys weren't even logging on the internet to check what was going on with people talking about like a little Google search about trashing this particular police force. so I would get reelected next time.
Well, I guess they don't
Yeah.
investigate themselves, right?
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Clearly, you got to wonder about their investigation skills in general. But, you know, it was funny. It was highly humorous.
Yeah.
So
So
in
you're
your-
the car guy. You're the car happiness dude.
Yeah, the news in the car business is obviously you've got the new Tesla coming out, which is quite interesting.
Four-door-
It'll be the
four-door
four-door
Tesla,
Tesla, and it's actually going to be, I guess, the first affordable electric sedan.
50 Gs.
I think 57 is the projected price. but you
That's
have to
pretty
remember-
cheap.
Yeah, but
You know,
have
it's
to
like
remember-
300,000 for the original Tesla.
No, it's a
No,
little
no,
over
it was
100, but it
cheap.
was supposed to be 80. So
Ah.
they're anticipating it. Chances are it will be a little more expensive when it actually hits the road.
Yeah,
Because they
yeah.
were about 20 grand less on the last one, the projection.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's quite interesting because I don't know if you're familiar, but Who Killed the Revenge of the Electric Car is
Yep.
going to be out soon, and there was a lot of stolen video on YouTube, which is now pretty much all down. But there were actually whole copies of the movie, and it's quite interesting because they talked to famous people from General Motors, who's no longer works for General Motors, but he was the gentleman sort of pitching that all this stuff was garbage and bunk.
Yeah, yeah.
And they got a bunch of other individuals, but the other one was obviously Fisker Automotive is having a franchise here in Vancouver.
Fisker Karma.
Yeah, their cars are going to be for sale here in Vancouver.
Cool.
The
It's a nice looking car.
Yeah, the Auto West franchise has. Who also has Rolls Royce? They're not Auto West. BMW store who also has Rolls Royce, Vancouver. They bought the Fisker.
Tesla was suing them.
Yeah, well, there's also some interesting stuff with Tesla with Toyota because they bought the plant that they're building the new model in from Toyota for a song back when Toyota was struggling. But they've also got a battery deal going on with Toyota, so there's a lot of this technology sharing going on.
You know what? It sounds a lot like
the guy from Fisker Karma used to work for Tesla, and he stole some designs. That's what Tesla says. So
Yeah, well, I mean, Tesla's interesting because it's the first car company in since Tucker that's really went against the big three in a pretty interesting area, and it's managed to survive thus far.
Yeah.
Because when you look at DeLorean and these kind of guys, I mean, that was the most recent one that tried, and it's a very tough game. So there's also some footage in that new movie coming out on Revenge of the Electric Car from the gentleman who's the head of CEO of Nissan and Renault, and he's taking a big risk with the Nissan Leaf, and also obviously other areas in that area. So there's a lot of discussion about, is the electric car really going to come back
So
strong this time?
The Tesla is 100% electric.
Yeah, it's a plug-in car. It's all electric.
Yeah.
So-
And
how fast is the charge? Have they figured that problem out?
Well, there's the biggest problem with any plug-in hybrid or electric is unless you got a 220,
You're a 480.
You're looking at 8 hours charge. But with the 220, you can do it in about 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, and if you get 440, which is two 220s,
Yeah.
you can do it in like that 20 minutes.
Yeah, so.
It can handle really, really.
Yeah, and if you check out the Chevy Volt, I was at a General Motors store today. It's interesting how the government does the rating because they have like a gas rating and an electric rating like right next to each other on the sticker. It's actually kind of interesting, but you got a lot of people against that car because of the price point $45,000 Canadian.
the Fisker Karma is a gas. It runs gas, but only to a gas engine, only to charge the batteries. It doesn't actually drive the car.
Yeah, it's a performance hybrid is the whole idea. So it's like the Volt, but with a lot more performance, and it's like the Tesla being more electric, but it's a performance bent. So it's kind of an interesting mix of the technologies. Whereas the Volt is really an electric with a small gas engine. It's giving you an extended range electric. That's their angle anyway. The problem in Canada is we don't get $7,500 that they get in the States, so the car here is dramatically more expensive.
Yeah.
Because in the U.S. you get a $7,500 credit. Here you get nothing.
So,
Zero.
so you think they'll lobby against the Tesla in the Vancouver area because of the acid from the batteries and the landfill problems?
Well,
Kind of like how they're saying we should get rid of the smart meters because people are going to get radiation from it.
Well, the interesting thing about that is actually on that
Same type of crackpots.
on that trailer, they were talking about there's a gentleman in L.A. who actually converts existing cars to electric. And his angle is, why would you build an entirely new car when you could just take an existing car and then just make it electric? And that's actually a guy here in Vancouver Island who does that with commercial vehicles and also has kits for individuals. But the interesting thing about electric, specifically Tesla, is they use lithium ion. And the challenge with lithium ion is the limit to the amount of actual material you can mine to fuel those batteries. So the bigger question, Bob, isn't so much that, it's how many of these things can you build?
Okay, are you talking about lithium?
Yeah, we're talking about the
Well,
batteries behind the
I was actually very interesting thing. I was talking about a guy that owns some lithium mines in down in Peru, and he shut them down because they've discovered a process where the byproduct of potash production, which is huge in Canada, is lithium. And they're basically been paying people to ship it away. Now it's low grade lithium, but they've developed a process where you can actually smelt it or whatever the special process is to bring it up to usable.
Okay, so that's very
Industrial
interesting.
lithium. So that's very, very interesting. This guy was saying like, he was so pissed off because he lost, $1 million or so in these lithium mines down in Peru. And he figured in the future with the new battery technologies coming out, he was just waiting for the more efficient battery technology, and it'll be all lithium driven.
Yeah, well, I think when you look at electric, I mean, the irony is it's not new technology. Turn of the century existed. The biggest challenge is cost. If you can do something that's 20 or 30 grand, it becomes very interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, I remember I saw on This Week in Tech about a year ago, Leo Laporte had a electric drill that was powered by an ultra capacitor, and you can use it for a couple hours, and then you plug it in, and it just goes, and it's charged.
It makes that sound. It's really cool.
It makes that sound. You did it on.
I think the
these-
ultra capacitor, you can't use it at more than 88 RPM.
So is that patented sound too? Patented to go with it? Okay.
Yeah, patented
okay,
sound.
cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
actually,
when are they going to come out with car batteries that have? ultra
Well,
capacitor?
supposedly cars can run on water too, I hear. But
Well, what about
Yeah,
what about the air
exactly.
compressor car?
there's all kinds of concepts. They're quickly under wraps by basically buying off the people that invent them.
yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say.
Is that what they do?
Well, in
Yeah.
Japan they've got motorcycles that
I
run
should
on
get
air
in on
compressors,
that.
and it only takes like 5 minutes to recompress the canister.
Yeah, well,
You can go 200 kilometers.
the whole thing is the battery technology. They're working on nanotechnology for batteries where for many, many, many years, we're kind of off topic talking about all this technology, but hey, what the heck? With batteries, you've got the input, the positive and negative. When you charge it, it trickles in because you can only shoot so many neutrons through that tube because they figured that's the way it worked. But with nanotechnology, they were able to create an inner cylinder that has millions and millions of holes in it, and then you can actually charge it through these millions of holes, and that's how they have the 30 and 40-minute chargers for 4 or 5 day usage. So that's technology that's being proven in the lab. They just got to get it to the commercial level. That's all.
Yeah, but the biggest challenge in cars and the biggest reason why this stuff is an interesting discussion, but not really a reality for a lot of people, is people are afraid of change. I mean, when you look at a car like the Chevy Volt, that car took 10 years to develop. The cost is so prohibitive, and also people are just afraid of it, even though it's not that new technology because batteries have been around a long time.
Yeah, my
People
dad
are just
said that
resistant to
he was,
change.
He said back in Ireland, he was driving an electric car when he was a teenager.
They existed at the turn of the century.
Yeah.
actually.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, BHS and VHS and Beta. It's an old story. Hey, anyways, let's talk a little bit about social media or semi-relevant social media news. You were basically brainwashing yourself or abusing your brain with these DVD set on how to maximize your LinkedIn usage. What was the name of that guy? It was like 9 hours, and you said your brain melted after 45 minutes?
Well, he's actually, as Mr. Howes, I believe is his last name. He's
Gordie Howe?
No, his
Mr.
cousin.
Mr. Hockey teaching about social media. I would watch that.
No, he actually is an athlete though, or a former athlete. He's
Yeah.
got several.
The Howe
several,
genes.
He's the sports guy.
Yeah, he's a sports guy. He's got several several LinkedIn groups with over 40,000 members.
I know, that guy's sick.
And he's got like a ridiculous amount of connections. It's something like I think it's well over 5,000. I don't know, well over 10,000. I think he's one of the top.
He's the top one
Yeah,
of the top
he's one of the
guys.
top 5%.
But he gives all that knowledge away, though. Well, he doesn't give it away,
What's impressive about him is he actually gets down to the nuts and bolts of how to, first of all, maximize your profile, which is the first thing you want to do is, really get a sense of, your profile. And actually, I've been playing around with SlideShare recently. I actually became a paid member of SlideShare, which is kind of interesting.
I was checking that out the other day.
I think it's like $20 a month, but it's interesting. It's got analytics. It'll actually give you. It'll actually get leads for you and all kinds of other stuff.
Okay, so before we get too deep into that, SlideShare, isn't that basically PowerPoint streaming?
Well, when you have a free membership, I believe you can do up to 3 types of content. So that can be PowerPoint, video, or still images. As you become a paid member, you can do, I think, up to 20. And then you can use analytics with it. You can link to it. You can do a bunch of other things. It also has a bunch of other tools. Depending on the level, you can get really fancy with it, much like a Facebook landing page if you want. And you can do a lot of stuff with it. But the key with that is it's giving you dynamic content. So when someone's looking at your profile on LinkedIn, what it does is it gives you the ability to really stand out. You can do a personal message. You can really connect with people that way. And it also differentiates your profile because you can move that around in your profile, much like you can move around areas like what you're reading right now and your blog posts or whatever it is you're doing. So it really
I need
gives
to
it
move that
dynamic.
up higher because I did embed a YouTube video through SlideShare.
Yeah.
To
Move it
for
up. Yeah, more to the top because people won't go all the way down usually.
yeah.
The other thing
above the fold, right?
Yeah, the other thing you want to do is obviously, even though most people do a LinkedIn profile that's more like a resume, that does help you because it'll automatically give you more connections because it'll look for people that are common in those areas. So that's kind of interesting too. But what I'm noticing a lot even on the mobile is there's a lot of ability within maximizing those content sections. So whether that's in a former employer or whether that's in your interest, everything ranks. So as you consistently look at that and how to write things so they rank, you get way better results. And actually, depending on what you want to rank in, much like on Google, you can rank on page 1 if you're very creative. But what you also have to remember is it's something you have to look at, somewhat
Still has to be
often.
readable.
Well, it also has to be somewhat often because other people adjust. So the person that is, say, number 1 in the world on LinkedIn, they're constantly changing things. So you've got to constantly up your game. But, it does still have to be readable and make sense. But what I noticed as I started to look at some of the people that were ranking better than me was they were very, very creative in what they're writing in there. In the sections, they're being very creative, and that's how they're ranking higher, right? So
what's his name?
his name is, I think it's Howes is the last name. I
Is
can
it
get you
Kevin?
the detail. I think, is it Kevin Howes, I think?
Yeah, you know what? We can put that up.
1 sec.
Okay.
I think
As he Googles
We'll
that
find it right
dude.
now.
So Margaret, you've done what he said with the.
I've watched
SlideShare.
the first video and I've done some changes on my LinkedIn profile, and it was one of a video from the same guy that taught you how to embed a YouTube video into SlideShare so you could include it in your LinkedIn profile. So I've done that, but I haven't figured out how to move it up the page yet. I still have a ways to go, but it was an awesome video. I watched the first 40-minute video, and I learned a
There's
ton.
a ton of tough in it.
I learned a ton of stuff.
Yeah. And how many videos are there? It's like 6 or-
There's the one video that was free, and that was actually on AppSumo, I believe, was an interview with him. It's about an hour.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there's a video series you can purchase from him, which is like, I'll have to say 20 hours of video. I mean, you watch 1 hour and your head's like melting. So you gotta watch it in small doses. But it's again really, really cool stuff.
Yeah, this knowledge could be hazardous to your health.
Yeah, I mean you really gotta watch it in small dosage. Like I watched the first and second video I think now, and I'm still trying to sort of wrap my head around some of it. But it's very, very interesting stuff.
Well, even through the first one, it's like I'd be stopping it, pausing, and making some changes on my LinkedIn, and then going and watching some more, and then actually doing it. Because if you don't, you never do it.
Yeah, exactly. You listen to the whole thing, and you say, "Whoa, that was so much. I'm going to go have a beer."
So have
And
you noticed any results?
Oh yeah, I mean definitely right. The neat thing about LinkedIn, and especially as you start changing your profile and ranking, is basically you'll start like I on average are 5 to 10 people look at my profile a day, where before it was like maybe 1.
Really?
So, yeah, and not only that, the people that look at your profile are going to be based on how you write it to rank. So if you want people that are looking at you for marketing or social media, in my case it's sales and sales training, but those people are going to find you because they're going to look just like on Google on page 1. So if you're on page 1, they're going to find you and they're going to connect with you, right? But in addition to that, I think it makes you stand apart because if they look at 10 people's profiles and one of them has like the one job they did in the last 20 years and one has a huge amount of content.
Okay, I got it. Sorry, I
it's
got his
important.
name.
Yeah.
Lewis House.
That's
yeah.
him.
That's him, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
He's a young-looking fella too.
Yeah.
Oh, those young kids, man.
Does everybody here?
ex-pro athlete, I think.
Does anybody here hate the new LinkedIn app though?
Which one? Oh, you mean the mobile app?
actual mobile app, like it's horrible compared to like the old one.
Yeah, I don't really use it because when I'm using LinkedIn, I'm in my office doing stuff. It's not really
some
that type of
things and
profile.
other things I don't like.
Like I miss the ability to like be in person with somebody and actually trade contact information right then and there. They took that out.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So like I don't know if Bump like was
One of the
They
cool
bumped bump.
yeah.
One of the cool things I learned from the video was that you actually own your contacts from LinkedIn, and you can download that file and import it into your Outlook.
Yeah, that is nice. That is
Really?
sweet.
And
yeah.
and if you want, you should check it on YouTube. There's a video. The cool thing about that is, let's say you have 2,000 contacts, you can export them. The uncool thing is you can't then get it down to a short list. But there's actually a guy. I think he's like he's some sort of techno junkie, but he does stuff in Excel. He's got a video on how to take that list, say of 2,000 people, and then angle it down to a smaller list. So if you have those people grouped, you can use his algorithm basically, which is an Excel spreadsheet, to take that list down to a much more targeted list.
Nice.
And it's very, very cool. I did it with automotive contacts, and I took 3 different LinkedIn accounts, exported it, and was able to, get a list that was much more targeted very easily.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool use of Excel. But if you look up, I think it's LinkedIn, selecting smaller groups in LinkedIn, there's a video on how to do it step by step. It's pretty cool. It's on YouTube.
Okay, I'm sold.
Hopefully that's enough on the LinkedIn side.
Hey, you know what? What we'll try and do is put maybe that video. We'll get some YouTube videos and slap them into the show notes.
AppSumo it was an interview with him on AppSumo.
Good.
Now, is that a video you have to purchase, or is it available?
No, it was a free video on the internet. I mean, I can get you a link to it. I actually have a copy of the video.
Yeah,
so.
you gave it to me.
Yeah.
I'm sure our listeners would be very excited to get that and melt their brains.
It's probably the best 45 minutes short video on LinkedIn I've seen.
Okay,
And
so
I've seen
we'll
Totally content packed.
Yeah.
we'll put that in the show notes over at uncensoredsocialunderground.com.
All right, I'd like to move the content over for conversation from LinkedIn to another social media platform right now, which may be going IPO, which means what does IPO stand? What's that acronym?
Initial public offering.
Thank you. Bit of IPO action. So we got some IPO action happening with, and this is all rumor right now. Like nobody really knows. It's billions of dollars they're talking about here. Billions of dollars.
I don't think so.
What, you don't want to have a black beer?
No, I think that Facebook isn't. If it does go IPO, I think that's who you're talking about.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
10 billion,
secret,
20
the big
billion,
secret.
50 billion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, sure, but they really have to have a solid way of actually making their money.
Well, they make good money now, don't they?
Theoretically, but I mean, it's a lot different when you have shareholders.
Well, it's a lot different when your books are on the public market too, because as soon as your IPO goes out, it's like, hey, you're public, and so it's like, holy cow, these guys are spending a lot of money on staff.
But how much money did Groupon
Oh.
raise with their IPO,
And-
which proves this is my personal opinion.
Yes. I hope you didn't buy any stock because it's worthless now.
It was worthless when people paid tens of millions of dollars for it.
Well, I know, but but when IPO started, it was like $80, went to $40. It's something like $5.65 now a share. It's like, that is killer. Look at that graph. It's like, crash.
But there were people that bought it. That was my point. If they would
Is-
buy Groupon,
There's always
Groupon,
people
really?
Just think what-
Wow.
Groupon, what are they going to, what are they going to pay for Facebook? They're going to think,
Well-
Facebook, Apple, same kind of.
Well, the same.
I
thing
don't know.
happened-
I don't know.
The same thing actually happened with LinkedIn, right? Like their first initial public offering went to like $100 the first day.
Yeah,
Went
dropped to
down,
80.
and then it went back up.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, you got to be really careful with these tech stocks because that you don't know what could be a fad. You don't know what's coming down the pipeline. It's not a safe market space. I mean,
Well, and not only that is when you're as an
Make sure you do
IPO,
your
you get
Remember
screwed
2000.
anyways. Exactly. You get messed up as an IPO because you go in and the guy says, "Well, look at you. We want you to value in at $40 because we think you may go to $80, and we want to sell a bunch of stock pre-launch." And everybody buys a bunch of stock of 40, and then you launch at 100, sell a bunch of those guys, dump the stock, it goes back down to 40, and they resell it and double their money.
Yep.
That's standard
How they
procedure in
play
Wall
the
Street.
game.
but
Yep.
but you can invest in tech stocks that you believe in,
Yeah, for moral
right?
reasons.
Like what I'm saying, like we're not trying to
Yeah,
give
if
you
you
insider
like it and
stock
love it and want to
information.
own it, that's okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like art.
I mean, like if you bought into Apple
lose
when it
money,
was
that's
like
okay.
super cheap, and then they split, and then it became went up, and then split again. You're probably laughing right now and not listening to us. But but if you have done that, please call our 1-877 call in line.
636-1474.
Yeah, the number that nobody calls and we spend a lot of money on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm going to put a shout out to all the listeners. If you call in, Bob will make a personalized video for you.
Yeah, I'll make a
30
$30,000 video for you if you call in
And
the
you
next
don't
10
even
minutes.
have to
30-second
spend
intro
$5.
onto your webpage, a YouTube video.
Well, you know what? The problem is that we did a shout out last week. It still didn't work. So we're going to pull that number.
We're pulling the number.
We're pulling that number at the beginning of the year because it's just a waste of money.
Pulling
Okay.
the number.
But anyways,
Send us an
IPO.
email.
IPO. Good.
Sorry, nice toast
Ouch.
there.
We'll
see-
This is
we'll
like
see-
attacked by a beer.
Ouch.
Number.
Sorry.
Ah, well, it's that angler. It's that elk beer.
I was
she's
drinking
got.
with my right hand. It's just impossible.
I know you're not hand ambidextrous, are you?
No, I'm not.
Not very handy.
So if you're going to invest, would you say invest in a beer company?
Yeah, I would. I was definitely. If I was going to invest, I'd invest in hops.
Hops.
Hops is the way to go.
Yeah.
You know, they've been selling that stuff for a long time. Anyways, back to Facebook. We had some complaints earlier about just the way. What?
Insert pause.
Yeah.
You know, I was just
The
waiting
way
for somebody.
Facebook works,
Way,
we don't
you know,
like
it's,
the way
it
works
doesn't
sometimes.
work. You know, way. All right, now there's been some
It's
people.
getting more wieldy. Don't like it.
Yeah.
Well,
Too
it's
much control.
unwieldy. Isn't it unwieldy?
Unwieldy.
Unwieldy.
think
It was
we need some
wieldy before.
competition.
Now it's unwieldy.
Now
wheel-
it's just kind of wildy.
I could wield around with it. Yeah, actually, I don't know. They got some bandwidth issues or whatever. I was reading on G Plus, which is kind of ironic. People saying, "Here's a screenshot of my my Facebook page. This is as far as it loads." So people, I think, that have very large caches of information, pictures and stuff like that, aren't getting it downloaded onto their history, which sucks because that was one of their premier things that they were doing.
Well, the other problem is their application for mobile devices is damn slow.
Oh, so slow.
Yeah.
I know it's a little silly, isn't it? I'm logging in. Oh, never mind. I'll go to
Well,
G+.
even if you got faster processors, it still slows down.
It's faster for me to go to G Plus and check out stuff.
ridiculous.
But the problem is also, and I was whining about this or complaining
yes.
about this earlier, is I've got on G Plus. I'll make a post and then I can zap that out to my Twitter account. I can zap that out to my LinkedIn account. But when it comes to the Facebook, I get this big message that says like, "Oh, Facebook is constantly changing, so it makes it impossible for us to aggregate into it. So we will try, but we can't promise anything." And then
And
it
that's-
fails. So it's like, oh, nice. So now what I have to do is I have to go into Facebook, I have to open it up, I have to paste and copy, find a photograph. And I hate having to do that. I can't just drag and drop like I can do in Google. So I have to click, look at my hard drive, put it in, just for all the people that I know on Facebook because they don't have a G Plus account. I mean,
But
guys, just leave Facebook, come onto G Plus account so I can be lazy. Please. For God's sake,
So you're
think of my children.
You should
so
be.
you're using Hootsuite, right? For the
Well, Hootsuite actually
but-
works with Facebook, though.
For now,
Yeah.
but I
had
think
some
Facebook.
I had some error messages today, though, from
Yeah, you see, they're actively rewriting the code to make it impossible to aggregate into Facebook, to force you to have to log into Facebook. I think they don't even
How's that a
care.
how's that a bad strategy?
Well, for them,
That's a good strategy for them. That's smart.
well, no, because what I do now is I just go in, I log my stuff, and the hell with those guys. I will not spend any time on Facebook anymore because I think they're jerks.
Yeah, they're going to piss people off.
They're
that
basically
really
they're the
don't wanna do it.
Microsoft Word.
Yeah.
Even though the people keep saying that Google is becoming the new Microsoft, I think Facebook is way more Microsofty.
Yeah, 700 million people are so pissed off with Facebook right now. Like that's
No,
horrible.
no, they're not. They're not pissed off. They're just sheep.
They just don't know any
I
better.
would- yeah.
700 million sheep.
Well, okay, you can call them sheep, or you can call them people
Bah,
that.
bah.
All right.
I know you're a big Facebook fan.
No, I'm a fan of any social network, whatever
I
your
know.
drug of choice is. Go ahead and use it. But I still think that you should be differentiating your content across multiple platforms, anyways.
So
Instead of
Absolutely.
aggregating one message
Yay.
across,
Yes.
because I get so tired of seeing the same post from each person
7 times.
7 times.
Oh, I know. Oh, well
let's
done, buddy.
let's
Yeah,
get-
I'm following
let's
somebody.
Get Bonnie on. Or
All right,
go
yeah.
ahead.
I'm following somebody, and they have 3 different Twitter accounts, a personal one and 2 different business ones.
Oh,
And I see
aggravating.
the same tweet comes out from all three accounts at the same time.
I know.
Stagger them an hour apart, I wouldn't notice. But all at the same time, it's like, why do I need to follow all three of them if they're all the same content?
Yeah, but I don't have 3 Twitter accounts.
I wasn't talking about you.
I know.
But why
You
wouldn't
know
they
who
be?
I'm
What,
talking
but why wouldn't they be smart enough to at least vary the content?
Stagger it.
Like,
It's
what-
just
Stagger
what are
it.
they
click
doing?
some buttons.
Yeah,
It's not
just
that hard to
stagger it,
do.
and I wouldn't
Because
care.
people are lazy.
Well, and it's not only that they have no content. I mean,
Well, not
I
that they're
got so
lazy.
much
They're
content.
stupid, man. That
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
And the person supposedly knows about social media.
oh,
they must be
damn.
from Vancouver.
I don't
Ouch.
know.
I think you're getting a little too close.
No comment. No comment.
Be
Don't know where
careful.
they're from.
Be careful
So
about
the other
that.
thing is those people who apparently don't understand scheduling or are opposed to scheduling. So you get 20 tweets from them in a row.
Yeah, what's with that?
I do that.
The technical term for that is puking it out.
Oh.
Ah,
You do-
I
you do
call
that,
it.
Jim?
I got content diarrhea. I call
You do
it.
that?
So
No, I don't do 20 in a row, but I'll do like a good span in like half an hour.
yeah, but they're
Sometimes.
different stuff.
But usually, yeah, it's
Yeah,
usually
they're
always
interesting
different
links
stuff.
and stuff.
Is it
It's
okay
either
now?
links or
Now, are
it's
you
like-
talking? Are you talking like like auto tweeting, or are you talking
Well,
like
I
just
don't-
out
I
there
don't
and
have
Verbal
nothing to do-
diarrhea.
No, it's not having a conversation with someone.
Just blasting out.
This is just blast and blast and blast.
Yeah,
and
that's me.
blast,
I blast and blast and blast. I got it
Which
reprimanded.
is why I don't follow you anymore.
Oh,
Oh.
boo-hoo.
No, that's not true. If you're going to have a conversation, if you're having
I don't do
conversations-
conversations on Twitter. I don't.
You
I
should
should.
interact.
hate.
Margaret and I talk on Twitter.
Do
Yep,
you?
I
do you
interact
do,
with
do you do
people.
And
DMs?
Astrid.
Is it through
Astrid.
DMs?
No,
No, I see Astrid
No,
and
no.
Bonnie and Margaret all hanging out. And
we have public conversations. We talk about stuff.
I
Well,
actually,
invite
I
me.
actually like
Send
at
me an
replying back
email
and forth.
and tell me
I
when you're
like
doing
it.
that, and I'll log in.
well, we could have a bunker chat anytime.
I
You just
actually-
have to hashtag it.
I actually
Yeah.
had somebody who knows nothing about media say, so when you tweet somebody, do you email them to let them know that you tweeted them?
Well,
No, Twitter does that.
if you want to
man.
have a conversation with me, you better.
I'm like,
and you better
oh,
fax
you
me
know,
too.
Don't go on Twitter. I said, just don't go on Twitter. You're not ready for it.
No.
Mail me a letter when.
I think that we should encourage more people to get on Twitter because
Yes.
with them
Absolutely.
getting to learn it and try it, like,
Yeah.
don't be elitist. Everybody should have access to it. Try out your own different ways of interacting with
Yep.
the ecosystem, and just roll it out.
But
Find what
don't
you like.
do this. Don't just not 10 in a row. Give me
Yeah,
a break.
don't
Yeah.
do 10
But
in a row.
but be authentic, be a real person, and interact with people.
Perfect.
I mean, I get clients from doing that. You know, they contact me, we chat, we talk, we meet. Stuff happens.
So 10 in a row. So if you're at a trade show or something,
Oh,
No, that's
different.
fine. That's totally
different.
cool.
yeah,
This is somebody who is
It's day to day.
curating other, other blog posts and newspaper articles and whatever.
okay. So just
So-
tweeting out links.
It's just tweeting out links, and it's so I
One
think
after the
that's
other.
Yeah, that's just as spammy as.
I'm pretty
tweeting
spammy.
And tweeting
Every hour
out
and a half.
one after another. Buy my stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, but me, it's not buy my stuff. It's like, hey, check out this cool link from my blog because 90% of times it is a pretty cool link.
But
And-
that's
and everybody
okay.
comments, says, Bob, totally cool link.
But
And
at
I get-
least have 15, 15 minutes, a half hour in between, not one after the other,
Or-
after the other,
oh,
after the
yeah,
other.
yeah, yeah.
Or 5
I
minutes.
get it.
Don't apply the
Utility.
hammer every 10 seconds. That's probably not a good idea.
Which is and they're different
I mean-
tweets, but
I'm wondering how good you could stack it up. Could you do like 10 posts within 10 seconds?
No.
Could like instantly like 50
No.
posts all at the same
No.
time? You see, you can't do that, right?
If you want to lose all your followers, you can try.
Just for fun. Every now and again, just like a boom, kaboom.
That's a good way to clean out your
Carpet
followers.
bombing, carpet bombing.
so
You'd clean
I
out
don't-
everybody but the robots.
That's right.
Well, at least you know where the robots are. And I like robots. You
All
know,
my- all
they
my-
need friends too.
All my robot
I read the book
followers
I, Robot. That's where they
They all
started.
love you.
They all love you. All the robots love me.
Yeah.
I posted a really cool Facebook video, I have to say, about the robot Cubo, and
that's
where they
so
teach
cool.
him how to recognize himself. And he looks at himself in the mirror for the first time. And it's like, I'm teaching myself how to recognize myself. And it's like, oh, so this is what I look like.
Well, he goes,
Nice.
whoa. He's like, whoa. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden it's self-aware and we're screwed. So,
Yeah, I don't think so.
No,
It's
seriously.
mimicry, I think, more than anything else.
No, it
Robots do have egos.
Can we talk
when
about
you're that shiny, of
Can we
course
call
you do.
hashtags or hash?
hashtag
Oh.
Oh, okay.
spamming?
Let's go.
Oh, come
Oh,
on.
come on.
Can we give it a hashtag?
We'll
Yeah,
call
hashtag
it-
hash.
There's
I mean, does
people
that work?
Can we call it hashtag BS?
Oh, God. Yes.
Actually, Bonnie, what's your favorite hashtag this week? Hashtag Bonnie.
Hashtag, no.
Mine was VSW.
Hashtag VSW.
VSW. If you
What's
want some cool
VSW?
stuff.
Can you
Vancouver
say-
Startup Weekend.
Oh yeah.
So did you go to that?
I did.
And
He
could
was.
you
He
tell
was.
us about
Hey,
it?
didn't you make
he
a
was
game?
involved
I
in
made a
that.
company.
Woo!
I didn't just make a
Ooh,
game.
just
I made a company.
whipped up that company.
Okay. Did you get?
We didn't
$52
win though.
million?
We didn't
Oh.
win. We didn't.
Well, I've got a copy of the book Early Exits if you want to borrow it so you can learn how to sell your company.
Exactly. Or just
Yeah.
listen to it on my my podcast.
Okay.
So did you build an Angry Birds clone?
No. If people are
Angry
interested,
hashtags.
people are interested, you can go and sign up at cutieapp.com.
It
which
is cute.
QUTIE
Is it
app.
little?
Very
kitties?
Japanese. Very
Uh,
very cool.
It's the
It's the Tamagotchi of hashtags. That's what I call it.
it's a QR code eating monster.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
cool. Very,
So
very cool.
so sign up for it, and when we launch, people will be told. So it's for iPhone right now.
And it's specifically cute because you were looking at the Japanese market.
It was built in 54 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
But it wasn't specifically built for the Japanese market. It was built to be cute.
Well, which is the Japanese market.
Yeah.
All I get QUETY.
QUTIE.
It's yeah, I know it's
Yeah.
twisted
Yeah,
magic
my spelling. of it.
spelling, right?
We're number one at
That's the new
Google.
spelling.
It's a new thing, but the one that did win, and I got to give a shout out to it. Is
Yeah.
a website called mybesthelper.com.
Oh, okay.
And what her team created was a website that is like an eHarmony for caregivers. So if you need a nanny, pet sitter, babysitter, elderly
Cool.
care, they'll match you along with your personality with somebody else. So
Nice.
and so that was the one that won. The other one was the one called Bag Tag, which takes your purchase and will actually ask you if you'd like to purchase other things alongside of it that go with that item. So if you're looking for a bike or something like that, so that was really cool. A guy that's been doing e-commerce for years came and pitched that idea.
Nice.
And then the third one was a thing called Juke Nuke, which allowed you to go to a pub, and supposedly they said they're going to have them in the Donnelly pub, so it's Vancouver exclusive right now. And you can actually vote up and down songs in the pub, and you can pay money to nuke a song off the playlist.
Awesome.
So
It's kind of like
Goodbye,
unplug,
Nickelback.
yeah,
So
and
unplug the jukebox.
Hey, we could have a feature here where we could have you pay money and we mute a mic.
Yeah, well, I'd have a lot of spare time. I can tell you that. A lot of spare time for Bob.
there was about 16 companies though created over 54 hours, and ours was one of them.
So it was like 15 games got started.
No, not 15 games, like companies.
Okay,
like,
15 companies,
tech-
So
15
yeah,
tech
so
companies.
so explain how the whole thing works.
So
Yeah.
so it started on Friday night. There was about 70 pitches. So you got up and you had 60 seconds, no props, no nothing, and you pitched your idea to the crowd, and then the crowd voted on it afterwards, after all the pitches were done. So 70 plus pitches. From that, 16 teams were created, and so you got to choose your team if your idea was created, and then you had until Sunday afternoon to build your product and come up with your business plan and stuff like that, and then you pitched it to 6 VCs. And then they chose the top 3. So,
Nice. And those are the VCs were the judges, basically, right?
well, yeah, we had the number one angel of Western Canada, who is co-founder of Grow Labs, I believe.
That's not Alexandra.
No, Boris.
Oh, okay.
Was
Yeah.
there? And,
Boris.
a couple other guys. And they really liked My Best Helper and Bag Tag and Juke Nuke. Cutie got shut out because
Hey.
I need to learn how to pitch better. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's what I took away from the weekend was make sure you're clear and concise in your pitches when you only have 4 minutes. So,
Yeah,
I thought
exactly.
it
Get
was
to the point.
I thought it was 60 seconds.
well, the Sunday pitches were 4 minutes, so you only had 4 minutes to basically do your thing. And I should have talked more. I only maybe said like 2 or 3 sentences, and that was about it.
Yeah, finish, man. If
So-
you don't get it, the hell with you.
Well,
That was your closing line.
Here's an interesting marketing thing, though. I made a commercial last year for the product that we worked on called Rage Relief.
Yeah.
And that commercial basically sold the judges on our product and made us win.
Hey.
This year, I made a really crappy commercial without a storyline,
There you go.
and it confused people. So
What does that say?
What does that say? If you have a direct,
Hire an advertising agency.
well,
is
no,
what it
it's
says.
it's do you go and just do a direct, like come up with a story, an actual plan for your commercial, or just throw a commercial together? And
And for God's sake, do not phone Bob 40 minutes before your presentation. Say, Bob, you got any ideas?
it wasn't 40 minutes. It was about 5 hours.
Yeah,
or
well-
anything. It was just a consultation, anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Is that your free half hour?
Hey, I'll throw
he
in a
talked
freebie
for
on the
about
week.
half an hour. I don't know if it was a
Hey, I got up to
consultation.
$100,000, I think,
Yeah,
before
he-
you had to cut
he-
me off.
he told-
Okay, we're making way too much money here, Bob.
Yeah, he told us how to do it. So yeah, QD app will hopefully be out in the next like January. So look for it, sign up for it, and yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. At QD app is our Twitter.
Now, is it coming out in Android and in iPhone?
Just iPhone for right now. But it will
Typical.
be no. Well, we're trying to get a feel for the market, and
Okay.
we're just going to see what flies, right? And then that way we can customize our content based
Yeah,
on
of course.
user reaction.
Well, it makes
So
sense because all apps that come out on Android are perfect,
All apps that come out on Android are usually free.
pre-tested.
So
I was going to say, so if it's
Yeah.
on Apple, that
it's
means
still
you're
going to be
pay-
free.
Oh,
Yeah,
Really
what a concept!
yeah, we're still doing free.
nice. Well done.
So-
well done.
Yeah, we just want our problem I was trying to solve was how do you make QR codes interesting and relevant to common users, and this is the idea I came up with.
there's
Well,
another-
basically
there's
what we
another
w-
way too.
Pardon?
There's another way too.
Oh.
I saw today.
Yeah,
Farmers, this is the truth.
yeah, the
are-
farmers with the
are
QR
putting
codes.
QR codes on
Yeah.
the side of their cows.
Yeah, QR cows.
And it'll actually tell you like the cow, who it is, and
Where it,
where
lived,
it
yeah,
lives
his
and where it
mommy
came
and daddy
from.
is.
Does it tell you how many times it was tipped?
No, but you just hopefully Bonnie will give you the
You
YouTube
need the
video.
built-in, you need
but
the
it's
built-in cow
full-
sensor.
It's
That could be
hilarious.
there. That
It's
could be
hilarious. So people get so close to these cows just to take a picture of the QR code.
I want a QR code where I can tilt a cow. Tilt a cow, tilt a cow.
You got to put an accelerometer on the cow.
That would be awesome. Watch this. Moo.
Well, cow tipping doesn't really work that way.
Well, with
Yeah.
accelerometers?
Well, no, like it is possible to tip a cow. It's just they have to
Says
be
city slickers don't know nothing.
Yeah.
Take a run at it.
Well,
Get your
There-
shoulder
there-
in.
there
Lean your
are-
shoulder in.
Throw the
yeah,
iPhone
That's
at it.
that's one is you got to make sure that it does absolutely no idea that you're coming at it.
Well, it's asleep.
But people
You don't
are
do
like,
it when they're
But
awake.
cows don't sleep standing up. Like,
Oh,
I
it's
hate
a
to
myth?
tell people that breaks the whole myth. No, they don't.
Horses do.
Horses do, but cows don't.
So you can do that to horses.
You could.
Aha.
The horses
But
can
the
run.
horses
New
are
app.
way
Horse
heavier.
Kick
Horses
your,
will fight
horse
back.
can kick your ass.
True, true, true.
But I think Vancouver Startup Weekend was a great opportunity. I encourage anybody.
No, that
across
was a
the-
digression from startup weekend
Yeah.
to tipping cows.
Well,
Everybody drink?
Nothing but the best
Drink,
at the
everybody
bunker.
drink. But yeah, if you get a chance, startupweekend.org is where the parent company, is. And if you want to see the pitches, check out Startup Weekend Vancouver in Google, and you'll see all the pitches and stuff like that from the thing.
So
So we
James,
can watch them on YouTube, maybe?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, you can even see if you search out Cutie on YouTube, you can see the bad commercial, and you can
pretty
be
cool.
like,
Can I see you doing
Now
your
I know why
crazy
they
you
are.
can see, you can see me doing the pitch.
Okay, we'll put it in the show notes.
mustache and all.
Mustache and all. Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. It was the mustache.
Well, I was
They were
pretty-
thinking like, that guy looks like the guy from Miami Vice. Does he look from Miami Vice? Oh, what was he pitching? Who cares?
I'm super like positive it had to have been the commercial though.
Maybe.
Like
Who knows?
because-
Did you quiz the judges afterwards?
No. Well, I kind of did, but they said
Send him an email.
yeah. I guess.
Follow up. That's what it's all about. Why did I fail? We didn't like
Well,
your
I
mustache.
don't-
It wasn't the
See,
commercial.
I don't think
never
we
know.
ever failed though, and actually I was kind of relieved the judges didn't.
Well, there's
pick
only
us.
one winner, right?
Well, I was kind of relieved that we didn't win because if I have to be beat by anybody, I want something that's actually good for the community, and I think My Best Helper is the best.
It is pretty cool.
That's a nice one.
So
Very,
mybesthelper.com.
Yeah, and
Cool.
it's live now.
Yeah, I've got it here. It's a very
And-
nice graphic.
Was a
and the-
girl?
and the
You got
woman-
beat by a girl?
I'm actually super happy because Alex is a super nice lady, and you should follow her on Twitter and give her all the support in the world because she's a mother of 3 and has done more for. I think that it's huge for the community because
Yeah.
it helps get people jobs and it helps people find stuff. So
It's very nice.
it's
Very cool.
amazing. So
It looks very great. I love the colors. Beautiful. Orange and warm yellow. Very, very nice. Yep.
and they came in 10th out of 36 companies across
bad.
or 60 companies across the world for Startup Battle.
Okay, so yeah, let's talk about that.
Okay, so Startup Battle is after the competitions took place.
Now, isn't this, sorry to jump into it here, but isn't this a guy that started the Startup Battle, the guy down in California in Silicon Valley that does that? He's a big investment banker dude that started it, or?
Well, the guy that started, so Startup Battle is with...
Angel investor, sorry, not banker.
Well, so if you won Startup Battle, you got to go to Singapore to do their demo days.
Yeah.
Or demo, I guess is the word.
Same format, right?
Anyways, yeah, it's kind of the same format, but they would actually pay for you to go there and represent Startup Weekend as well as your own company. And Awesome Ship from Hong Kong won it, which meant you could track a package across any courier. So it didn't matter if it was like UPS or anything like that. But it had 60 teams that had to do a 60-second video to explain their idea, and then they got 36,000 votes over the last week just for that alone. And Vancouver came in the top 10.
Nice.
Out of 60. So,
well, we're recognized globally as like a happening city.
Yeah. But then
shocking as that sounds.
But it's just provided so much more oomph into the startup community here in Vancouver, and hopefully people take notice.
Well, okay.
Very
now,
cool.
we were talking about another big event that we have here every year, which is basically the coders or the hackers thing. What's that one called? Because that's coming up soon, isn't it?
Global Game Jam coming up?
Yep,
No?
yep.
That one comes
No,
up in
not that
January.
one.
Oh,
No.
that's the one I care about. So
Well, but there's one where there's a hackers convention where how fast can you hack into Microsoft
Can't
Word?
remember
How
what-
fast can you hack into Google? How can you
I
fast?
remember we talked about it. I can't remember what it's
Yeah,
called.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's Hackathon. So
Oh, Bonnie's putting money in the meter because you know what? She hasn't yet registered her license plate to use her smartphone to pay.
Because I have a different car every time.
Oh, oh no! You see, but Moto should go and just get a master thing, and I guess it wouldn't work with it. Oh well, we'll
right.
work on that. So it sounds like with the twinkly twinkly music in the background, it's the end of the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good timing, Big Bonnie. So thank you very much for tuning in today. I hope we entertained you on this show that was very digressive. We talk about cows, we talk about all sorts of stuff, but I thought James was awesome tonight, and I thought Ian, amazing contribution. Yay. Big kudos to you. Don't forget to pay your bill on the way out. Andrew, your spiel.
We shall see you again next week. You can call the number if you want. 1-877-636-1474. Last chance to call the number.
Yeah. Hey, and here's a shout out. If you call the number, it's disconnected. Email us and you win a prize. Ta-da. All right, nice. Mm-hmm.